What's going on, guys? Today we're going to go over a controversial subject, and that's going to be Payday 3, with its official launch being yesterday. We already saw a bunch of instability with the servers, allowing people to get in, but let's dive a little bit deeper into it. So, as you can see here on Steam, Payday 3 is mostly negative, with 30% of the 12,000 users being positive. So basically, that's roughly like 4,000 people saying it's a good game, whatever. However, when I was scrolling through this, there was a very long and descriptive, this guy right here, negative section that I was just appalled by. So I want to walk y'all through it and go through it and see if Payday 3 is actually a good game or not. I've been personally myself have been playing for about 36 hours. So I have a really good feel for the game. And yes, this was before everybody attacked the servers on September 21st. Yesterday, this was during the gold edition, silver edition playtime. That's where I got my 36 hours. So as you can see here, this is by Business Casual. It's okay. I like his name too. The shark guy. Anyways, we're going to go over Bane would be disappointed. I'm not for sure what that reference is, but he says basically good graphics, sound design is great. The Grenader enemy is really good. The lockpicking minigame is good, and I agree with all those. But let's go over some of the negative things he said, and I would like to just go through them as my 36 hours just to see, what I can say in opposed to this. So he says the progression is hilariously bad because you get XP based on basically all these challenges and things you unlock using different weapons. So instead of getting it for doing good in the heist, you're gonna get it for all the challenges that you do. And I can kind of agree to this because, you know, you have to use different weapons and things that otherwise you wouldn't have in order to level up. However, I will say that because the system levels you up by using different weapons, it allows you to have to be forced to experiment with different weapons and also different gadgets and things. So I wouldn't say it's hilariously bad. I would say that, it's coming from a concept of replayability. They want you to replay the game, and then so they're gonna have you use different guns that you have to pay for in order to replay the game. I don't think it's a terribly bad thing, but I can understand how you feel about coming from a traditional experience point to then going into like you have to unlock challenges and things. I can understand that. You said weapon mods aren't random loot. Great. Making a weapon remotely usable now takes hours grinding out challenges for that specific weapon. I don't think that's the case. I've been playing for 36 hours. I've gotten the car 4 to level 21. I've gotten all the other guns practically to level 8 or 9. I don't think it takes hours to make it usable because right off the bat, most of the guns are pretty decent. I mean, I've used almost all of them except for that Scar, but I would say they're pretty well balanced. And as long as you can slap that scope on after playing with it for like 10, 20 minutes, you're pretty much experiencing it all together, like what it's going to be whenever it's at its best. Until you get that extended magazine, which is locked behind sometimes level 28. So I wouldn't say it's terrible, but I can't understand where he's coming from. Now, we can say number three, experience no longer tied to how well you execute the heist, meaning it's useless unless you're short on cash. I think the overall gameplay isn't supposed to be, well, I mean, in Payday 2, it was about executing the heist, certain level, how well you did that. I wouldn't say that it's that big of a deal. There's no incentive to go after bonus bags. I think that there's still a reasonable amount of like, you get this much cash to how many bags you get. So I wouldn't understand why he would say that, but it is understandable, I guess, from where he's coming from. Like he wants that thing to where you can get a certain amount of bags to make like 80% and progress, and you get this amount of money. I like it how that there's money per bag. I don't know. I like it overall. I didn't think it was that bad. Then again, I didn't play Payday 2 for like 10, 20 hours, so I have no idea. But I'm loving Payday 3. You can no longer sell weapons you buy. You have a limited number of weapon slots that you can only buy with in-game. They didn't even bother to give it 1%. So basically, this guy's talking about like if you buy a weapon, you can't sell it back. I don't think that is not such a bad idea because he says you can destroy them, but you don't get your cash back. Bro, in-game cash, you don't even need cash. I would be upset when it comes to the 20 mil weapons if I want to get rid of one that I'm not able to, get a million or 5 million back because that's literally hours of playing the game. That's like 20 runs on Overkill, Road Rage, and who wants to do that? Am I right? But I don't think it's that big of a deal whenever you look at the lower level weapons that are like 200,000, 500,000. That's like, bro, that's like half a game, okay? That's not that big of a deal. And then he goes on, the skills are brand flex, equivalent to Payday 2's arsenal. I haven't played Payday 2 that much. I know there's a bunch of skills. However, I still feel like there's a lot of skills in this game that have a lot of good potential. And the only thing I can say about the skills is the fact that you constantly have to do something in order to get them. But I think it's like 50-50. Like 50% of the time, you have to do something to attain the skills. The other 50%, it's about, it's really, you don't need any skill or anything. It just automatically happens. But the other 50% of the time, you have to do something to get that skill, like ADS 1.5 seconds in order to get edge, or run for 3 seconds to gain, what was it? I forget the name of that, but the speed move that makes you faster, speed perk, my bad. But other than that, I wouldn't think it's that big of a deal. Number six, the game requires an online connection. Now, me personally, I don't really care if it requires an online connection or not. However, I do understand that people are saying that, yeah, but later down the line, whenever they want to pull the plug on this, like they're gonna eventually do on Payday 2 for online servers, I don't know what that may be, but you won't be playable. The game will not be playable. Um, and also he says, you can't have a private game, whatever, can't play offline. I get that. I'm not too concerned about that. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Number seven, the buying UI is actual trap. He says you go on to buy weapons. So what he's saying from here is the primary, you click on primary and you expect to only buy primary weapons, but it shows you the whole thing. So it's going to be showing you like all the secondary weapons as well, the pistols and all that. So he's like, why don't you just make it to where I click primary? It can give you only primary weapons, secondary for secondary. I get that. I just don't think it's that big of a deal because you know that if it's a submachine gun or AR or shotgun, it's primary slot. All right, secondary is only like for pistols. I think that's the only thing there is. Number eight, there's a new feature that gives you a kill streak bonus. Um, this isn't Payday. This is Call of Duty. I'm a huge disagree. I think the fact that it gives you a kill streak bonus. I mean, I don't know if you ever, or if y'all are at that level 40, I believe, to use the sniper rifle. It's extremely satisfying to get kills with that. And I think the fact that they added a kill streak means that they're trying to make you more combative. Go out there and help people, shoot people, instead of just like, doing whatever else you want. It kind of gives you an incentive to do that. So I think it's really good. The hostage system in Payday 2 was already silly, but this is ridiculous. Um, it spawns health packs. You can even upgrade this function with one skill line. I think actually Payday 3's hostage system is a step in the right direction because the Payday 2 hostage system, there's like no point to keep hostages. Like there just wasn't. This one hostage system is actually way more elaborate. If you're within a certain, if enemies come in and they're within a certain vicinity, they won't throw grenades. They'll throw flashbangs. They won't do certain things. And also the fact that you can trade them for more time. Once the heist begins or after that, you can actually trade them for health packs. It actually shows that they're taking a step in the right direction. So I think this one is actually more of a benefit than it is actually a negative. I don't know how that's a negative, but I can understand that he doesn't like it because it seems like it's a game, but it is a game. Number 10, weapon stats. This is basically about displaying the numbers after the community requested them, but instead they went back to the like bar. basically the status bar, and he does not like that. And that I understand. Like people like to see the numbers fluctuate, especially when it's such a small scale. Like you can't really understand like how much is decreasing by, how much is it increasing by, what is the overall effect of having an attachment. I can agree with that. But I'd say overall, in my own opinion, after 36 hours of playing the game, here I'll even go to the library and I'll show you 36 hours, that Payday 3 is actually really immersive. I really do like it. I mean, I played it on the gold whenever gold servers came out, about 3, 4 days ago, and I absolutely love this game. It's very immersive. I will say, however, the only downfalls that I can personally see is that there's not a lot of maps at the moment, so you kind of get like repetitious, but they kind of have like randomly generated where things go, such as key cards and such. So I don't, I think it kind of adds playability, but the fact there's only 8 maps, it's kind of my biggest gripe. Other than that, I think it's overall really well. Like it has really good weapons. There's 17. It has really good skills. There's a bunch of skills. You have like four or three different types of, you know, um, tactical equipment. You got four different types of vest. I think it's really good. Bunch of masks, bunch of cosmetic equipment. I like it overall, and I'll say it's really good. However, I understand that he had a valid complaint with that. I just wanted to like address the community. I personally didn't play Payday 2 that much. I don't think. Probably like 10, 20 hours. So I don't really know where people are coming from, but I just want to say Payday 3 is a really good game. I endorse it. I'm not sponsored by anything or anybody, but I think it's a really good game, and for that, I think you should, check it out, give it a shot. But that's it, guys, and I'll see you next time.